Hi, hello everyone. Welcome again to my channel, The Creative Agile IT. So in today's video, I am going to share how we can configure Azure DevOps for scale teams, or we can call it save teams or multiple teams working on the same product line. So if we have such instance where we have multiple Scrum teams, multiple save teams working on the same product line or working as part of one PI, one art, how we can configure the Azure DevOps. So each of the team, they need not to create a separate Azure project. I mean, they can utilize the configuration which Azure suggests. And this is also available in the Microsoft documentation. And we will be covering primarily these things. So we will try to create a Azure project by the name Scaled Teams, and we will create 4 teams as part of this project: Spartans, Explorers, Adventurers, Royals, which is a core infra team. We will also create one PI which consists of 3 iterations: sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, and one IP sprint. And we will set the dates or the schedule for this PI along with the sprints. After that, we will create some work items and we will assign them to each of the team, and we will see how the team's backlog look like. So this will be kind of like agenda or a brief for this video. So let us start. So very first thing we have to do is I'm using this organization Creative Learning Made Simple 0433. Now if we have to create a new project, and I will give the same name. So the name is going to be Scaled Teams. So, and if I click on Advanced, so we can select the Agile process. I will keep everything as it is. We are using Git as a version control. So if I click on Create, so the new project is getting created. So we have a project by the name Scaled Teams. So we got the project created. Now what we have to do is we have to click on Project Settings and click on Teams. So this is kind of a default by the name of the project, and we can see in the description this is the default project team. Now if I click on the new team, so let's say this is the very first team, Spartans. So I am creating it. Now let's pick another name. So this is my Explorers. Let's pick, let's try to create another name, Adventurers. So this is my Adventurers team. And okay, now the fourth team is Team Royals, and I can add a description for this team. And in fact, like we can add description for all of our teams. So this is my core infra team. Okay, so this is how we have created the teams. We haven't added any of the members, but I mean, if you guys see, like this is the default project team, and we have 4 other teams like Adventurers, Explorers, Royals, and the Spartans. And the description that we gave for the Royals, it is coming here, the core infra team. Now, what we have to do, the second part is if we click on the project configuration. So right now, this is how the iterations look like. So we have the default project scale teams, and we have iteration 1, iteration 2, iteration 3. These are coming by default when we created this project. So now since our teams are working in a PI, so what we have to do is we have to just click on these 3 dots and click on edit. So instead of iteration 1, I can say this is my PI1. Okay, so we will set the date later on. So this is my PI1. Let's say this iteration 2 is nothing but my PI2, and this iteration 3 is nothing but my PI3. Okay, so we have defined 3 PIs for our teams: PI1, PI2, and PI3. So now what we have to do is we have to add sprints under these PIs. So let's say this is very first PI, PI1. So we have to kind of select it and click on new child, and this is our sprint 1. So we will set the dates later on. We will simply say save and close. Now again we have to define the sprint 2. So what we have to do is we have to select PI1 and click on new child. So this is our sprint 2. Again we have to select the PI1, click on new child. this is our sprint 3. Again, let's add one more sprint. This is our final innovation sprints, IP sprint. Okay, so we have defined sprints as part of this very first PI. Now let's go back to the Excel and see the what was the first date. So it's 4th of September till 10th of November. That's our PI. So if we have to set the dates for the PI, all we have to do is select it and click on set dates. So we are starting our PI from September 4th, which is Monday, and it will end on 10th of November. Okay, so it's kind of 12 weeks of PI and sorry, 10 weeks of PI. And if I simply save and close, so it has set the dates. Now let's set the date for the sprint 1. Let's go back again. It's 7th of September till 22nd of September. Okay, so I'm selecting, since we're starting our PI from 4th of September, so we are giving team 3 days to do the PI planning. And from 7th onwards, they are starting their sprints. And it is ending on 22nd. So it's a 3 weeks of a sprint for the teams. Similarly, for the sprint 2, since we ended our first sprint on 22nd, so we will start on 25th and it will end on 13th. Let's go back and verify. Yes. And let's set the date for sprint 3 again. So we will start on 16th of October and it will end on 3rd of November. Now the last IP sprint we have to select set dates. So this is going to be the last one, which will start from 6th of November and it will be just 1 week. So we will end it on 10th. So this is how we have configured the PI iterations which are part of that PI and we have set the dates. So this is our PI which starts on 4th and we are ending on 10th of November, and these are 3 weeks of iterations. Since very first sprints also involves the PI planning, so we have comparatively less time, but it's okay. This is as per the alignment, and then sprint 2 and sprint 3 are exactly 3 weeks and one final week for the IP sprints as per the safe structure. Now, other thing that we will have to see is the areas. Okay, so like, I mean, in Azure, what we do is we have iterations defined, which is basically to organize all our work items, like which work items we are doing in which iterations. So we can schedule the iterations using and we can configure them, right? Similarly, for the areas, we can define, okay, this team is working on this particular area using the areas and area path concepts. So I haven't done anything based on the, once I have defined the teams, by default, it has defined the areas for these particular teams. So I will keep them as it is. That means, my adventurers team is using adventurer area. Explorer is using the explorers. Similarly, royals is using the royals. Spartans is using Spartans, and they all are part of the very first the project area. Okay, so now if I select the team configuration again, so this is my default team. So that means the default team has access to the features and stories. And if I select, let's say, team adventurers, okay, and if I select the areas, so it shows like here, select the area your team owns below. So our this particular team has a default area which is scaled team adventurers. So similarly, if I click on the iterations, I will have to configure the iterations for this particular team. So when I go to this team's sprint, or when this team's members log in and they want to see what sprints they can utilize, so I will have to select the iteration from here. So what exactly I have to do is I have to click on here, select a sprint 1. This is very first, and then again select sprint 2. So all I'm doing is I am selecting the iterations which this team can see in their sprints view in the sprints hub. And lastly, the IP sprint. Okay, so we have done it for the adventurers. Similarly, if I do it for explorers, so again I have to do select the sprint 1, select sprint 2, select sprint 3, and then the IP sprints. Now let's move to the royals. Again, I have to do sprint 1, sprint 2, and the IP sprint. And the last one is the team Spartans. Okay, so we can select the sprint 1, we can select sprint 2, here we can select sprint 3, and the last one is the IP sprints. Okay, so what we did is like we defined the iterations at a project level, and then when it comes to the team configuration, we are also defining like these sprints are available for the teams to use. Now, if I just go back to the boards of this particular and see the work items. Okay, so currently there are no work items defined. Okay, so let's try to create one of the work item. Let's try to create one epic, and we can call it user management, and let's go back to the Excel. So we want like for Spartans. So this is one of the epic, and we want like this area is for the Spartans. So this particular epic or the feature will be used by the team Spartans. So hence I have selected the team Spartans uh, area. So I have saved it. And if I go back, I can also add one feature. So let's say this feature is called login. I will keep the same area, which is team Spartans, and I will add the parent, which is the user management. Now, if I go back and create one more user story, which is user login, I will keep the same area because this particular epic feature and stories will be worked by the team Spartans. So all I will be doing is I will be adding this particular feature as its parents. And now, so I have what I have done is I have defined three work items, one epic under which we have one feature login, under which we have one user story, and all of these are assigned to the team Spartans. So if I go back to the backlogs and if I want to see team Spartans backlog, if I click on this one, okay, so here I can see, we have one user story, which is user login. And since other teams' backlogs are empty, so if I try to see, let's say for adventurers, so we are not getting any backlog because nothing is defined. Similarly, for let's say team explorers, since we haven't added any work items, so we can see this team cannot see what the other team's backlogs looks like. And this is what we want, right? And so let's try to add some more. Maybe we can add DevOps infra. Okay, so this time we will simply add a user story. Let's say this is a story DevOps infra, and this is not for Spartans because Royals is our infra team. So we are simply saving it. So what I have done is if I can show you, like, I mean, these are our four work items. Three are for the team Spartans, one is for the Royals. Now, if I go to the backlogs and if I see for the Royals, so Royals can only see what is the work item which is assigned as per their area, right? And similarly for the team Spartans, they can see the work items which is defined for their areas, right? So this is what this configuration is all about. And let's try to add more item. Maybe we can add payment for adventurers. So let's say user story. So all I'm doing is this is my payment and this is not assigned to royals, it is assigned to adventurers. So if I have saved it, go back. Now one last one, orders is for explorer. So let's add one more user story. We calling it orders and this is for explorers. Okay. So now we have got uh, each team's area path. We have explorers, we have adventurers, we have royals, and we have three work items for the Spartans. So if we verify Like, are we getting each of the team's backlog? So your Spartans are getting this one. Similarly, if I see the Royals, they are getting DevOps Infra, since it's an infra team. If I look at the Explorers, they are getting the orders. If I look at the Adventurers, so they are getting the payments. And also, if you guys see that, we have the sprints getting configured here, right? And if I click on the Adventurous backlog, this is my backlog. And these are the sprints which we have configured. So we are getting a sprint 1, a sprint 2, a sprint 3, and is IP sprint. This is for the adventurous team. So this particular team, I mean, we haven't added any of the team member when we define the team names and we did the basic configuration, but the members can be added. But the whole idea is about how we can establish a kind of a basic structure. So the structure is in place. I mean, when we are defining the work items, we can tag them with the right area path so that they get assigned to the right team. And similarly, we have a PI structure defined. So if I go back here and show you the Royals, so they are also getting the same sprint. So that means, the four teams that we have created, they are working together in the same PI. They are using the same cadence. Their sprints are starting at the same time. Their PIs are starting at the same time. They have the same duration for the sprints, right? So this is how we can configure the Azure DevOps. So other thing that I can show to you guys is if I look at the team Spartans. So here you can see that if I am getting like features as well as I am getting the stories. So if I click on stories, so I get like, okay, what all user stories are in plate for the team Spartans. So if I click on features, so I am also getting the features. So if we have to change it, I mean, if we want like our teams who are working in the PI, they have the visibility of, just looking at the stories only, not the features. So what we have to do is we have to click on project settings, again come to the team configuration, and if I select, okay, the team Spartans is already selected. So here you can see that, we have a feature selected here, backlog navigation level. So if I remove this one, so we are saying, okay, when it comes to the team Spartans, they can see the stories as a backlog, right? So now if I again go back to the sprints, and here we have, this is Spartan's backlog. Okay, so now I'm only getting the stories, not the features, right? Since we have kind of like unchecked the features part. So this was kind of a brief, and again, I mean, I'm not an expert in, configuring Azure DevOps for safe teams or scale teams. I have just shared, my learning. I'm still a student of this tool, and I'm using it in one of my projects. So I just thought of, making a video and sharing, what I know. And please, if you like this video, please share and subscribe to my channel. It will help me and motivate me to continuously, share further videos on some of the agile tools and technologies. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.